Congratulations, you're the chosen one in your own head.
The term main character syndrome has recently proliferated across social media, becoming a popular way to describe a particular approach to self-perception. At its core, it is the conscious decision to frame one's own life as the central narrative of a story. The individual becomes the protagonist, viewing their choices as pivotal, their epic journey and everyday moments as scenes in a personal film. This concept has been popularized on platforms such as TikTok and represents a significant shift from passive digital consumption to an active, often highly curated form of self-expression. While it may be dismissed as a fleeting trend, it warrants closer examination as a modern lens through which people reevaluate their role.
So, you've got main character syndrome. Cute. That means every time you sip coffee, you imagine a camera zooming in with moody lighting. Every breakup is a Netflix special. Every walk to the supermarket is a cinematic odyssey of loneliness and courage, complete with a Florence and the Machine soundtrack. Newsflash! You're not the protagonist of the world. You're just blocking the aisle in Target while 57 other main characters wait for you to move. How did we get here?
Blame TikTok, Instagram, and Spotify playlists titled Songs for Staring Out the Window While Imagining Your Funeral.
We have built a whole culture that teaches you not to be, but to perform being. That's why you film yourself crying, arrange your dinner for aesthetics, and can't simply exist without imagining how your life would look on screen.
You're living a life that feels more directed
Than lived. And the cruel twist? Everyone else is doing the exact same thing. That's why the world feels overcrowded with divas, influencers, and deep souls who share every meaningless thought online.
When embraced mindfully.
The main character mindset can offer genuine psychological benefits and serve as a powerful counter-movement to the passivity of doom scrolling. Rather than feeling like a background player in others' narratives, this mindset encourages individuals to prioritize their needs and aspirations. It can catalyze meaningful personal change, such as pursuing a long-desired hobby, setting boundaries in a relationship, or finally booking a solo trip. Framing everyday events as significant moments promotes mindful living, urging individuals to find beauty and purpose in the mundane. This empowerment can foster a heightened sense of self-worth and agency, providing an alternative to helplessness and anonymity.
Living with MCS isn't just narcissism, it's a full-time delusion.
Inside your head, you're always providing the running commentary, narration, and cinematography. Every glance is a subplot. The barista looked at you twice. Clearly, the beginning of a slow-burning romance. Every inconvenience is a tragedy. Your Uber canceled? Act 1 conflict, setting up your heroic resilience. Every silence is meaningful. Sitting in your room alone isn't boredom. It's the lonely interlude before Act 2. The kicker is that real life feels unbearable unless framed as a story. Ordinary life is death, so you force meaning onto every moment, twisting daily reality into melodrama until nothing feels authentic anymore. However, the main character syndrome can become destructive when the focus shifts from internal empowerment to external validation. At this point, the mindset can resemble pathological narcissism. Rather than having a private sense of self-importance, the individual may start to view the world as their personal stage, with other people as mere supporting actors or non-player characters, whose sole purpose is to serve their storyline. This can lead to a severe lack of empathy, as the feelings, needs, and realities of others become irrelevant to the protagonist's plot. Furthermore,
The pressure to constantly perform and curate a flawless aesthetic life for an online audience can lead to intense anxiety, burnout, and a deep sense of inadequacy when messy, unfiltered reality fails to match the polished illusion. This creates a significant disconnect between the perceived narrative and genuine human experience. The line between a healthy and toxic protagonist mindset is critical and determines the outcome for the individual and their relationships. The healthy version is primarily internal. A personal and private sense of self-importance drives an individual to live better, make intentional choices, and seek fulfillment. Its purpose is self-improvement. The toxic version, conversely, is external. It demands constant recognition and validation from the outside world. This mindset seeks not personal growth, but continuous validation and attention, treating others as a means to an end. In a compelling story, a true protagonist grows, learns, and builds meaningful connections with others. In contrast, a syndrome sufferer may be so fixated on their own narrative arc that they neglect to be a good friend, partner, or community member. At its core, main character syndrome is a modern concept. Using wisely provides a powerful lens to view self-love, intentional living, and pursuing a more meaningful life. It encourages individuals to take charge of their own story rather than passively observing it. However, using ego can lead to isolation, a lack of empathy, and a life lived as a curated illusion. The most valuable scenes in anyone's life are often the ones that are neither filmed nor curated for an audience. A truly fulfilled life involves appreciating one's own narrative and acknowledging the equally complex and real stories that everyone around us is creating for themselves. The best protagonists are not those who believe the world revolves around them, but those who understand that they are just one incredible story among billions. Here's the cosmic punchline. If everyone is the main character, nobody is. We're a civilization of people LARPing as protagonists while secretly fearing that we're extras. You're not Frodo. You're Goblin number 6, who died off screen. Main character syndrome is just narcissism with better lighting. It's why every Tinder bio reads like a film trailer. Why living authentically means filming yourself doing yoga on a rooftop. And why everyone secretly believes their heartbreak deserves a feature-length film. Spoiler: HBO Max isn't picking it up. So yes, keep sipping your latte as if the fate of the universe depended on it. Stare into sunsets as if a John Green quote were about to appear in the sky. Imagine the applause when you walk into a room. Remember, when the credits roll, there's no audience to clap. It's just you in your sweatpants, refreshing your Instagram story views. Roll credits.